Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dueling Aces for whatever the hell day today is. Um, we've got Acres to start with. We got star of the show. We got Zolt. We don't quite have George yet because, well,
So we're not missing much.
anyway. George is a little MIA. He's running late because let's face it, he heard somebody had a dumber fantasy football scoring system than his, and he had to go look at it.
Oh, so he's doing
expect
research and development for the show.
Research and development, yes. So, anyway, we're going to start the show. So let's start the show. Oh, good timing. Good timing.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
So, I don't know. What do we got to talk about? Or what do you guys have to talk about?
It's almost officially football season because almost all training camps start this week.
It is. I mean, I don't know if you guys are up to it, but you could always do a NASCAR recap because I heard that there was news.
Well, we'll leave that to Bruiser when he comes on, if he comes on. That's his specialty. So we'll leave that to him, just like Suds has basketball.
I'm trying to lead you guys into something you can talk about when I just vanish.
I had a good day yesterday until two guys wanted to go at it again. And my take on the Denny Hamlin, yes, I knew it was Denny, and I kept saying Danny on the message. I understood that. I knew that. After I sent it back, I'm like, it's gonna keep changing his name to Danny. So I was like, forget it. I don't care. But like, if you watch him drive, he did exactly what he said. He rode his line, and then he just ran out of track. All Ross had to do was get off the gas and let him have it, and then he would have overtook him again. Like he just.
I thought it was
plain stupid.
I love how the announcers too get to the point where they're setting you up for it, like if they know it's coming at some point, and then sure enough it happens. And I love the after, like when they interviewed Ross and he's just kind of smiling and he's like, is it over? And he's just kind of laughing like, probably not. And then Denny's like, well, I'm just tired of being driven like an asshole, so until things change, I'm just going to race them hard, which means we're not done yet.
No, that's what I thought. So do you think you got your payback? And I'm like sitting and thinking to myself, and he's like, what did I do? And I laughed when he said it. He's like, was it your payback? What?
Really didn't even do anything.
I drove my car like I was supposed to, and he just ran out of track. How's that my fault?
No, Denny will tell you that he's got his payback when he boots him and he goes into like the wall and flips or something along those lines.
Which I was actually shocked that Ross didn't slow down and actually hit him in the tail.
Yeah.
Like if he would have actually done that, he would have turned him pretty good. But that's what I was like, when he hit that wall, Kevin Harvick come around that turn and
nowhere to go
up there. I was like, man, if Kevin just didn't drive up that far right there, didn't go around that car, he'd have got to the bottom of the track and still been in.
Well, what pisses me off is the fact that in our fantasy league, I had Hamlin and Bush, who finished 1 and 2, and now I get shit ass points because they get disqualified. And now I get I looked at the points to check it today. I got 1 point from fucking Hamlin and 2 points from Kyle. So my best finish all week was number 4. And that was the 99 of fucking Suarez of all people. Who would have thunk that?
Yeah.
It
cracked me up.
Bad points week, but thankfully I'm still leading overall. But I know Clint's only 13 back.
It's not Kyle Busch's first time having a disqualification with a car implement. That's not Joe's first time his team's doing it either. You know? And
well,
that's what I was like. I'm like, man, it just sucks because I said it on Saturday when we all talked, and I said Kyle's going to start coming out this gate now, and he was finally driven like he was supposed to be driving. I understand that it's Pernocco, but he's just not the same guy. I don't know if it's just because this is his last year with Gibbs, or if he
possibly.
just, or if it's just he's not all there. I don't know. Like, and I'm not a Kyle Busch fan. I just hate to see people like this go down like that.
Well, the thing is with Kyle is that he's not going to be hurting if he doesn't sign with Gibbs. That dude can fucking catch himself a ride anywhere. I mean, the kid can drive the wheels off of anything. You could give him a
Somebody
fucking
said he's going.
Zamboni and he'll win in it.
What was I reading on a comment? Somebody said he's going to try. Somebody says he's going to sign with 23.
What I mean, what him and his brother on the same team, and then they,
That's
you
what
know, if his
I thought the same thing too. I could see Kurt and them going, and then somebody said Junior.
I was the one that
So
said that when we were out at Longhorn on Saturday. That don't be
uh,
surprised because Junior wants to get a team going. That don't be surprised if he doesn't say, hey, Kyle needs a ride. Why not? But I could also see Junior trying to do an up and coming guy like a Noah Gragson or somebody like that that's in the Bush series right now, or you know, the Xfinity. I'm sorry, the Xfinity series, and just bringing up one of the young guys. But who's to say Bubba
well,
keeps his ride too, though?
that's what I'm saying. I've said it again, and I'll keep saying it. Bubba has driven better the last 2 weeks than he has driven the last whole year. But I will not consider Bubba a driver until he actually get a win. I thought he was going to prove me wrong yesterday. I really thought he was until his pit
Well,
crew screwed him over again.
I thought of you saying that because I thought to myself, but then it was funny because when he was toward the front, they were talking about rain, and I'm like, here we fucking go again. This kid's, I'm like, this dude's not going to get another fucking rain short to win, is he? Because I think Akers will be all over. Like, nope, still didn't get his win.
He led the 2 laps when Ross jumped out because Kyle went in the pit. Or no, Ross went in the pit, and then Kyle went in the pit, and then he took over. And I was like, okay, now it's up to his pit. Can his pit crew actually give him the time to get out there? And sure enough, he gets in his box, and what they said, he was a back tire or whatever. It was a slow pit for him. And then as soon as he got back out, he was only, well, what was that, sixth, eighth, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he never got back to the top again.
Well, the funny thing is that after Tyler Reddick got his win, that's Bubba's old crew. All his crew is with Tyler now, and they were giving shit like, "Oh, when your crew gets a win before you get a win," and they showed him like with the old SpongeBob looking out the window thing. It's like his crew celebrating and shit. And I'm like, God damn it, they just can't leave this kid alone.
No.
But I mean, the thing that got me though was that a lot of the guys coming out of that, that turn 3 in the tunnel turn kept losing it on their own, like having issues in that spot for some
Well,
reason.
that's what they were saying. It was what was it, the driver's backside, the apron, the way they would try to drive the apron, and then they not pay attention to their passenger side wheel because that's what was going on with Logano yesterday. And then I'm trying to think who was the other one.
Ryan
Ryan
Blaney.
Blaney. Yeah. God, he just hated that turn. That turn just ate him alive.
Oh, by the
And
way, I picked
then
both of them too.
he blew a tire, and then finally got it taken care of, and then goes back out there. Was it 50 laps later? Does it again? I'm like that. He's just not having a good day.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad race. It's just a lot of people just don't like Pocono, and it's a
Yeah.
very unusual track. You know what I mean?
Well, Kurt Busch wasn't cleared, so they let Ty Gibbs race for him,
Kid looked
and
good.
he didn't do bad at all.
I think he finished 16th.
Yeah, man. And it's kind of funny because there's a driver getting ready to leave, and they're talking about him driving at 18.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
said they're pretty
when
sure that might be the safe bet.
when Granddad owns the team, you kind of got an in or automatically. You know what I mean?
Not all the time.
No,
I
but
mean,
they're
it's like you had an in on the team of racing your number until your stepmom takes it away.
that's true. That dirty bitch don't want nothing. Didn't want Junior or his sister to have anything to do with the name. It's like, bitch, they still have the name. Like you
Yeah,
married
right.
into it. They were born into it. Like get over yourself. That all that was money.
Yeah.
All right, so let's change topics here. I know we haven't like I mentioned this to you since it's just you and I. Okay, we're gonna bring it up.
Right.
What is the latest in your opinion? We've been hearing about it for fucking months. When are we going to get it? When are we going to find out, number one? And what do you think the suspension is going to be for Watson?
See, I think this is the problem where there's so many people that are on so many pages out there. I think there's a lot of people sitting there going, he was in Texas for over a year. He didn't play. So do we suspend him for a full year and not play? Like he hasn't played 2 years. Yes, I understood he did not play last year because it was him not wanting to play. Do we really believe that, or did it have something to do with what went on?
I think
Or
Houston benched.
do
I thought
they?
Houston benched him and said
That's
he wasn't going to.
because they wanted to be traded,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm saying. Did people know that was something was going on? That's the reason why they didn't want to play him because they figured it was going to hurt the team more. Like what's going on right now. I mean, so 6 game. If he gets hit with a 6 game, eat it, move forward. If he gets hit with 4 games, eat it, move forward. Don't even attempt to fight it because I think that should be a new rule in the NFL. If you fight something and you get rejected, I think it should double. You know, you got suspended. You did something you weren't supposed to do, whether you did it or not. Don't put yourself in that situation. You know,
Well, the thing is,
you're a face of what these kids are looking up to.
I think, and I mean, to me, if it's more than like 8 or more, they are going to appeal it. But if
Yeah.
it's 8 or I think if it's 8 or less, they'll just eat it at that point and be like, you know what? All right, fine. I don't see the point in arguing anymore about this. Let's just take the 8 or whatever they give us, call it a fucking season, and let's just get ready to play.
Now, it's kind of odd, but if you have been paying attention every once in a while, a lot of sports programs has been helping Cleveland rebuild. Now, do they take this in consideration that it's a Cleveland team that has a possibility of doing something for once?
No,
And
because
just,
the NFL hates the Browns.
well, we know this, but they also like building them up and then tear them down all at one time.
And it's like playing Jenga. We're going to build you up and then just knock your fucking, you're going to chop you in half. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's the NFL has, they know that, oh shit, now that the Browns have Watson, what they could be capable of, and they don't want to see us succeed. So they're going to be like, nope, we're going to suspend him for the year. Fuck Cleveland, kind of thing. But I always, like I've always said too, I wonder, would this be this big of a fucking deal if he was in like a Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans, or something like that? I don't feel like it would be.
But I think the way it was all brought out, like the way everything went down, they did so much this, so much that, and once he hit that, what was it, $230 million contract, all of a sudden,
fuck Cleveland, because we were the
Homer
first ones to
Simpsons
do
are
it.
coming out of the bushes.
Yeah. And the thing is that it gets me too is that I don't care if there's fucking 60 women. The thing is all we keep hearing about are the 20 that was talking about it, but you don't hear about those 20 that came out right after it and said he was the most professional we've ever dealt with. He never once made me feel uncomfortable. We just kicked that shit under the fucking rug because that's not negative.
And that's what I said before. I said I'm not saying that all of them are lying, and I'm not saying that some of them didn't even have anything to do with him. All I'm saying is it took one person. So, 30 women got paid off by Houston and only one turned down, and the judge said, no, sorry for your loss.
Right.
Like, that's what it needs to be.
Well, and what people fail to realize too is all the attorneys that were in Houston that these women went to, and they basically told them, you don't have a leg to stand on, you have no case, I'm not taking it. Tells you something too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just because I always brought that up. I'm like, why is it all these women only have one attorney? Only one guy was willing to fight for these women when when he read all their shit. It's like it seemed fishy to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, when is our we have a closed practice Wednesday or something, and then the actual training camp starts on Saturday. And what are we, like one of the last ones to get started or something? It seems like I know the Raiders already started. It seems like everybody else is starting tomorrow, I think.
Probably getting their days going on. Haven't really looked at the schedule too much.
Well, I'm just surprised because when I got
for games of what's going on, but I haven't actually looked at who's all showing up. I mean,
yeah, because
I guess you really got 1 month left now.
Yeah, because I mean, what the Hall of Fame games next month.
Yeah.
But my thing
Yeah,
is,
because
I didn't realize when we got our tickets, when I got the tickets for training camp, that it's the actual first day that it's open to the public. I'm like, fuck, that's gonna be a madhouse down there.
well, you know what? I'm still going to keep riding the card. They're getting paid millions to do something nobody else can. They should be able to put any player in front of them and have a connection. If your playbook is like it's supposed to be, if your receivers are supposed to run a 5 post or a 5 flag or a 5 slant, no matter
It doesn't
what,
matter who's throwing on the ball; they're gonna run their
exactly.
route.
Yep. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I mean, like I said, Josh Rosen, for example, out of all the damn quarterbacks you could have signed. But, I mean, who do you put behind that line? Odell Beckham was there. Obviously that was shown. You had Jarvis, who, well, once again, Jarvis and Odell were not on the field all the time. But Odell goes to the Rams, where he actually has receivers that get, on the same line with him. He had Higbee on time. He had Cooper Cup on him. Like he had somebody else that had to be defended.
Mm-hmm.
When he was here at Cleveland, yes, DPJ should be a team person, be double teamed. No, because they're going to do one-on-one with him. It's not like they had a top tight end to do anything. We didn't have Jarvis on the field at all the time to take a double coverage. And when Odell was on the field, Jarvis wasn't. And when Jarvis was on the field, Odell wasn't. So I'm like, both of them are getting double teamed. But your name is big. You should know that you're going to be double teamed. You know, getting paid millions to do something somebody else can't do, but you're going to still do it. So I don't think the factor of I couldn't do nothing in the summertime. LeBron James is out there still playing ball right now.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just hope that Cooper has a decent year. I need my boy to have a good year, and Peoples Jones, just because I'm not that many people are saying it, but they're gonna start giving him the shit. Oh, fucking another Michigan receiver we drafted and hasn't done shit.
Man, Michigan
I mean,
receiver.
hey, he's done better than Braylon. All right. I mean, he had a
Yeah.
hell of a game against Cincinnati the one
Well,
what,
hey,
2 years ago.
this is year 2. What did he say? What did I say about rookie 2 years?
Well, this is his third year, isn't it?
Is it his third year?
I think it is his third year. Now it's Anthony Schwartz's second year, and he didn't do shit
Well, he was
last
only
year.
mostly a punt. He was mostly a punt returner.
Well, we got Jakeem Grant now. We don't need fucking Schwartz for that.
Yeah, but Schwartz is faster.
You think?
Yeah, possibility. He's white.
He's younger though. That's the thing too. I mean,
Yeah.
Jakeem Grant's got to be getting up there in age, isn't he? Like almost in his 30s.
Not sure.
And plus, he's only like fucking what 4'11" or 5 foot. I mean, Jakeem Grant's a small little shit.
Man, I'm laughing because I was talking to George the other day about it. Like, what players do we need to be looking at? Like who's the hot hand player everybody wants? Like, if you had the first pick, who are you taking?
Oh, in a fantasy draft?
Yeah.
Oof. See, that's tough now.
There's
I
no
mean,
there's no stud. There's literally no stud. I'm not going to say what George is doing in this league we got going on here, but I mean, if you're in a 10-person league, let's just say we're in a 10-person league. Who do you think is that number one pick?
I mean, it depends on what you're looking for because everybody thinks differently. Do you start with a quarterback? Do you start with a running back? That's one of the two pick. When your first pick is going to be either a quarterback or a running back.
That's what everybody says. Everybody says you take and whoever you take with that first pick, yeah, it has to be the most points you're going to get. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then the gambling portion on it is dangerous. I mean, it's man, who do I want? Do I want this guy? And you take that guy, and you're like, oh my god, I could have had that guy. And
Right. You start second guessing yourself the minute you make the pick.
yep.
Like I think if you're going to go quarterback, obviously you got like there's 3, 4, with your Mahomes, Brady, Burrow, and Josh Allen. But I mean, because I think Ryan was the one last year that surprised us all by taking Josh Allen.
Yeah, I look when he said that pick. I looked at him. I was like, really, really?
But look at the year he had
Why?
though.
Where I know, but I was like staring at him. I'm like, not, how you gonna make me do that? You were supposed to take Patty Mahomes like you're supposed to. He's like, I don't
Well,
want him. I was
well,
like,
Georgia's leagues last year there was a lot of what the fuck? Like, why is this guy going to this pick? Like, that's almost too early to take him. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What do you say,
Most of the
Bruiser?
time,
Meh.
man.
Man,
Yeah, I was watching finishing up watching Race Hub from earlier this evening about what they busted Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch for.
and it's something stupid, isn't it?
It really wasn't all that stupid. It was a decided advantage. You figure a couple thousandths of an inch piece of tape over an airfoil that they put the wrap on top of that is gonna collect more air into the air dam. Yeah. It, I think
So
Joe
that's why I went.
Gibbs. I think Joe Gibbs was going to appeal, and I think what happened behind the scenes was NASCAR said, if you don't appeal, we won't penalize you further, because NASCAR had grounds to hit him with an L3 penalty.
It's a lot of points.
So
And it's not his first time being hit with something like this before.
in the Cup Series like this, it is though, and with a
All
new
right.
car, it is.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
makes that's what makes it so egregious. Is that it's the new car. Everybody knew the rules. Keselowski just got popped at the beginning of this season for not necessarily anything that they did wrong, but because they did the repair procedure on the panel wrong, and it threw the numbers off on the panel. So they got busted because it was a random inspection. I was curious how they did the post race inspection. Apparently, they do a complete teardown of the top five, and then they select 2 to 4 random cars to go back to R&D after the race. So like they took Stenhouse's and the 40 or the 34. So
McDowell.
they took McDowell and Stenhouse's car back to R&D with the 2 cars from Gibbs. If you busted Hamlin and Busch with that issue, it's safe to say that all 4 JGR cars had the same problem.
I was just gonna say, would Bell and Truex have it then?
I'd be willing to bet that they did. The other thing I'd be willing to bet is that both of the 2311 cars had the same.
Yeah, but and Ty Gibbs was driving the 45.
He was driving the 45. He did a good job. I think Kyle's out at JGR. I don't think he's coming back.
Okay, now what's your opinion of where he'll go?
I think he sits out a year.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think he sits out the 2023 season, and in 2024, him and Noah Gragson are the 2 number 1 drivers for JRM's Cup team.
That's what I told Akers Saturday night. I said, don't be surprised if Junior don't hook up with Kyle if Kyle ain't got a ride.
Or he sits out 2023, and driving the number 8 in 2024 is Kyle Busch.
Getting a Tyler Reddick, huh?
Tyler Reddick's already gone.
Oh, is he?
So
Tyler
they'll just
Reddick,
buy Junior will just buy the number off whoever owns it at the point. It was a track or not track off, is it?
RCR owns the number 8.
RCR.
I think eventually Junior will buy into RCR.
Kind of like
So
a
you say he's
partnership
going to
deal.
do 8 and 88?
They'll run the 8 and the 3.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's going to just do the 2 cars, or he's going to do a full team?
Well, 1 car is 1 team. He wouldn't run a full 4 teams.
That's
You
what
got
I'm
to be
saying.
able to make that profitable. You got to have the sponsorship and the money to do it. He could. Austin Dillon's got money with Bass Pro Shops and Black Rifle Coffee, but Gragson's got the same money. So if Junior were to buy into RCR or buy RCR, then you're not losing anything because you can get rid of Austin Dillon and put Gregson in that car with the same sponsorships.
Do you see Budweiser going back with Junior if that happened?
Bubba?
Budweiser.
Oh, Budweiser won't ever come back to NASCAR.
I wish Coors Light would.
I don't think. I mean, you see Keystone every once in a while on Cindric's car, but I think the days of
Alcohol.
massive beer companies are over.
I mean, the biggest one. Oh, you got Busch Light on.
I would say
the
Busch
Busch
Apple
Apple.
right now.
Yeah.
Busch is on Harvick's
Harvick.
car, but once Harvick goes away, I don't think Busch is gonna
Jump aboard anybody else.
unless that Harvick can convince them to back like Priest or somebody. The other interesting thought I heard was Kyle Busch to SHR.
I can see that taking over the 10.
No, the 41.
And what, putting Custer in the 10, just switching, like moving them around?
Custard be out. Custard be gone. Other than a fluke win at Kentucky, has he really done anything?
Not really.
I mean, that was a fluke win. It was a fluke win. He was in the right place at the right time and helped everybody wreck on a restart.
Sounds like a driver that said that earlier this season. I just happened to be in the right spot. These two wrecked each other, and I just drove right past them. Should I have won? Nope. But guess what? NASCAR rule says I have to take it.
I was the one that kind of started joking around in one of the other chats we had that Willie's in. I said, "Oh, fucking figures. They disqualify the top two and give the fucking win to Chase. That fucking ain't fixed." Fan favorite Chase Elliott.
What, from Sunday?
Yeah.
I was joking around about it because Willie's a big Chase Elliott fan.
Well, if you listen to Bob Pockris talked to him this morning, and Chase is like, he can keep the trophies he wants. Like, I don't want it.
Well, I kind of feel bad for Denny's daughter and all this, with all this shit how that went down. Like that was a cool moment, like her losing her shit on this, and then it's like I think the checkered flag Denny even said, "Good luck getting that back from her."
Well, but that's like you were saying before too. It's like Chase said, technically you kind of won the race, blah blah, and I mean, how are we doing something to these cars after check-in? So what's not being watched then? Like the pits got cameras all over them.
It wasn't done. It wasn't done after qualifying or before the race. It was done at the shop. The piece of tape or the extra vinyl that they found on the air dam in post-race inspection was under the wrap. Now, during pre-race inspection, they're not as stringent. It's very tertiary. It's very making sure that the templates fit, and there's a couple of other things, and that's about it. Post-race, when they tear down the top 5, that's when it gets intensive. And
then we start to be doing what we're doing at the end of the race. It needs to be done doing before, because then we're not going to have this issue.
You can't, because you tear down the top 5 post-race, but pre-race you're inspecting all 36 cars.
Mm-hmm.
If you start
Which
doing
is why
that,
if you'll see like a lot of those guys that they failed their post-race inspection, so now they got to start the tail end of the field.
They failed pre-race. You're at the tail of the field, and then you get 3 shots, and then if you fail the third one, your
crew chief is suspended.
Yeah, your car chief and your crew chief are ejected for the race. You can't go in depth pre-race like they do post-race because you will bog it down so much that guys will miss practice. There might be cars that miss qualifying, especially if you find, really big violations. This is why they have that Hawkeye system, that laser grid that they roll the cars through. If it's meeting the tolerances, then they're going to keep it.
Shit. Everybody be on your best behavior.
The post-race, why they pull the wrap back on certain areas of the car is to make sure they're within the CAD file tolerances. Like they go all the way down to the original file that they machine these parts off of to make sure that these parts are within tolerance. That's how they found the infractions on Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. That's why it was such a big deal. This hasn't happened since 1960 where the race winner was DQ'd, and it's never happened where first and second place have been DQ'd.
Not that they're on the same team.
Even if they weren't, it's still a big deal. Like that's a huge black eye to Joe Gibbs because I can't think of a major scandal that Joe Gibbs has been involved in.
Nope.
I can't think of any type of real terrible situation that Joe Gibbs or Joe Gibbs Racing has been involved in. You know, it's not like Michael Waltrip Racing and Spingate in 2014.
Well, the thing is, what they say it was the first time in 60 years somebody actually been disqualified.
It's first time in 60 years that the race winner in Cup has been disqualified. We've had other disqualifications, but
But not the winner.
But not the winner. I like how Zolt is just muted and there.
He had to turn us on. He was the one that set us up.
He's doing daddy duty. He's
Yeah.
the little guy down. I'm just getting through from football.
That time of year again. Already, I mean.
Yep.
It's July. It's still
Well,
July.
like baseball season ends for the kids, and then it's immediately into football practice. Like
Oh.
I've seen so many people talking about their kids. Like, hey, our championship game is Sunday, Monday and Tuesday starts football practice.
Thomas starts hockey tomorrow.
Already, too? Jesus.
I was going to say this should be high school starting week right here.
Hockey starts tomorrow. But that's like a introductory practice, and then the first practice is like the first weekend in August. Gives me more time to get his goalie bucket. They're not so in mites he was allowed to wear just a normal hockey helmet in goal, and now in 10U he's got to wear an actual goalie face mask, and he hates it because it cuts off his peripheral vision.
Is he excited though? That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, he's excited. I mean, his arm's healed. He's good. I was trying to put the stick in his hand the other night and just get him used to moving it back and forth again with his arm.
Just make sure you tell him sticks are for winners, just like they say in Shoresy. You ever see it or no? They have this thing where they say sticks are for winners, and all they do is eat the fucking drumsticks out there. Whether they win or lose, everybody in the team eat the drumstick ice cream in the fucking locker room after the game.
Oh, I thought he was gonna burn the ice cream stand to the ground last night when we got there, and they told him that they were out of rainbow sherbet.
Superman.
He was not Superman. Superman ice cream and rainbow sherbet are two different things.
Well, they used to call it Superman with the sherbet until they came out with the ice cream. At least
True.
That's what I knew it as.
But rainbow sherbet is his favorite, and that poor girl said we don't have it anymore. And I thought he's gonna
come unglued.
He's gonna kill you and your family.
That's all right. The twist and shake up there. I was sitting down at one of the benches and I looked over at the window, and it says unicorn fart ice cream. I said, "Okay, you got
Kids
my
will eat it
attention."
though.
What the hell is unicorn fart ice cream?
I had to ask my cousin. Him and his wife, her family owns it. I had to ask him exactly what it is.
I was like, oh man, don't let my daughter see that. We got
Which
this,
one, Annabelle or the?
Ellie.
Oh God,
We
yeah, I
got
get.
this. What ice cream? It was called Magical Unicorn or something, whatever it was. And I'm like, okay, so I thought it was Superman ice cream. It was just magical unicorns. Dude, if you don't like pancakes with syrup, do not eat this ice cream.
Really?
It was major sugar, and I was like, it just tastes like pancakes.
Oh, so that's one of those. That's one of those ones that the grandparents buy for the grandkids and then send them back home to you.
You got it.
No, I mean, it hurt my teeth in 2 days. Like, oh my God, I had it one day. I was like, I get nothing else. I ate it again. I was like, nope, nope, I'm done. God, it hurt.
That's the thing. Like I just leave pancakes and syrup like for breakfast. Like don't quit trying to add it to Peeps and everything else, like ice cream and all this other shit. Just leave it alone.
Peanut butter? What's wrong with peanut butter and syrup?
Leave it the
Ugh.
hell alone.
So what do you say, boss man? What's going on, George? How the hell are you?
I'm exhausted, and it's just gonna keep on going for a little while like this.
How's the house looking? Is it in order yet?
Just you can see I'm trying to get a few things up, to make the studio look I can't find my football pennants though.
Okay, now
Those are in a
now
box somewhere.
now Zolt's official. He has the sweater on.
But no, it's coming along pretty good. I mean, do a zoom in here. I've still got to put a few things back up and around, but like I said, I'm missing my pennants up there, and
Were you
I
gonna
don't
do
know
what you?
what box those are in, but it's like at least I got like the core group of stuff up. I even have a few things over on the other wall that were hanging up in the other room. This studio room, Adam, you've seen both rooms. You saw the original one, and you've seen how small this one is.
Well, the thing is you're not gonna do what you had planned and do the one big green screen behind you. You're just gonna stick to what you got.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about the frame that we had that. And I said, you know what? I said, I think I'm just going to go with just doing the frame. And it looks real good. I like it.
Right.
I
It
said,
looks
you know
dumb.
what?
You should take it down.
Sorry, you're not getting booted like suds that easily.
Well, Sud said, "Fuck it." He didn't even show up this week.
Yeah, right.
Listen, did you see my title, George?
Yes, very, very in depth. I was impressed.
Prim and proper, sir.
Yeah, I was impressed. Very impressed. But no, it's coming along. Like I said, I'm getting a few things up off the floor and on the walls, and still just trying to unpack certain boxes. And I'm looking around, going, "That shouldn't be in this room." It's like
The
move
thing
things
is, too,
back down to the basement, and stuff from the basement probably back up here.
We still have to paint my office. I did find a really cool sign online that I wanted to buy, but I wasn't paying almost $400 for it.
holy shit!
Right?
It was a welcome race fan sign from the old Mansfield Speedway.
It's a shame they let that go.
I thought I was kind of happy we actually get the old municipal in the picture now, over the shoulder here.
That is such a shithole.
It was awesome though.
It was a shithole. It smelled like piss.
I remember going to baseball games for 50 cents, man. 50
I
cents.
went. I saw the Tigers play the Indians at Old Muni, and I got to see Cecil Fielder play. And Cecil Fielder was one of my favorite players because he was a fat guy, and he could play, and I was a fat kid. So I'm like, yeah, there's hope for me yet.
What's
And
up, Clint?
some drunk dude tripped over his seat and fell on top of my head 2 rows below him. And then I got to watch my uncle and his friend get into a fist fight with the drunk guy, and then the cops haul the drunk guy out.
That's usually typical at any game at
I was gonna
Old
say that.
Municipal.
Yeah, that's any game at Mew.
Well, the thing that gets me is the difference between the old stadium and the new stadium is that if you were a visiting team, like you wouldn't come into our stadium because our fans were that ruthless. Like I've heard stories of batteries being thrown at people and shit like that. And then nowadays, hell, half the time the stadium's overrun with the other team's step fans than our own.
Hey, we blinded a referee, remember?
And it is well, no, the referees blinded the player with the
I was
flag.
gonna
Remember?
say,
Well, that too, but we hit the referee in the eye with a bottle.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
yeah,
but
Bottlegate.
Bottle
Yeah,
game.
Bottlegate.
Orlando
That's
really
nice.
loved that too.
He passed away, didn't he?
The ref?
No, Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown.
I think so.
His son. Last time I heard, his son was still with the Ravens.
Yeah, which is kind of cool in a sense because they're the old Browns.
There's nothing the old Browns about them. Just someone moved one person to another. There are no records in Cleveland in Baltimore.
Well, I
Jim
forgot
Brown's records
you're the
did not
Ravens
go to
fan, so you're going to
Baltimore.
argue that to your fucking death.
Well, then if you're saying that, then the Colts are the old Baltimore,
Okay, they kind of are. That's where they
But
went,
they
right?
are. All of the
and the
record,
Rams are the old Cleveland.
but the Rams aren't.
But the Rams are.
But they're not because the Cleveland Rams went defunct and then came back.
But it's still originated from Cleveland.
And the St. Louis Cardinals originated from Cleveland too.
Yeah.
But they're the St. Louis Cardinals. Nobody says, "Oh, well, they were Cleveland, whatever."
Because they done moved past it.
The problem with so yes, Indianapolis is the Baltimore Colts because everything went with them. Records, colors, everything. So yes,
Everything.
they are the Baltimore Colts.
Even the Mayfield trucks that left them in 24 hours.
Yes. But the only thing that went to Baltimore was the team and the
just the owner
personnel.
and
That's it.
Yep.
The
That's
only
what I
good
said too. Is I can't believe Ozzy didn't actually come back to Cleveland when it came. But I
one
mean,
of the only good things I can say about Steeler fans is that Steeler fans joined the lawsuit against Baltimore and the NFL to keep the team name, the colors, and the records here in Cleveland. The city of Pittsburgh joined it. The city of Cleveland joined it. Like that was when
Odell
Cleveland.
said he didn't want to take it.
Oh, he did.
He tried. He tried to take
He
it.
tried.
He tried to take it, but the city of Cleveland sued the NFL, and then Pittsburgh joined them.
Probably the only time that'll ever happen.
Right?
Yeah. It's like Mothra and Godzilla teaming up to fight Ghidorah.
So the boys' room is done. I posted that up yesterday. That's one room that is like 100% officially done.
And officially smaller.
Yeah. Poor kid. I mean, literally losing 2/3 of what he used to have. That was, but hey, we made it work.
Get tickets for Cedar Point for $39.99 each. That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, but how long does that last?
I don't know. It just shows. That's what the headline on my phone just said.
Oh, we get tickets for Cedar Point through her work that are $42 a piece.
They're normally right now they're going for $79.99.
I looked on the app yesterday; they were $95.
Yeah, think about the $20 for parking.
You might as well just buy the season pass.
Well, we were going to this year and then missed the first deadline and then missed the second deadline. I said, fuck it. We'll just go once this year. And then in the winter, we'll buy the season pass. for next
How
season.
close are you to Cincy?
I'm 4 hours.
Oh wait, no. You're actually. I'm thinking the wrong way. What's the one in Pennsylvania?
What,
Kennywood.
Hershey
Yeah, I was gonna say Kennywood.
or Kennywood?
I'm 3 hours from that too.
No.
I am about 15 minutes from the intersection of 71 and 76, and about 10 minutes from 77.
I don't know if you get the platinum, you can go to all of them. And I used to go. We went to was that one down in Cincinnati,
Kings Island.
Kings Island.
and then King's Dominion was in Virginia.
Yeah, Kings Dominion's in Virginia and Carowinds is in Charlotte.
Yeah.
When we went to when I took Madison to the Coke 600 a couple of years ago, we were going to go to Carowinds on that Saturday evening, but I couldn't. They were still in COVID protocol, so like their numbers they'd hit their numbers for the day, so they weren't letting anybody else into the park.
Oh, speaking of a race on something here, Adam and I were reading something about the Indians and the Cubs will be facing each other while the
Chicago
street
Grand Prix
race.
is
Yeah,
same weekend as the Chicago Grand Prix.
yeah. I was like, well, that'd be a pretty damn cool weekend to go.
The course is near Wrigley.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a traffic nightmare.
Well, we just fly into Chicago and use an Uber.
You don't
Or just
understand.
take the trains.
It's a 2.5 mile course through downtown Chicago, and they've got to have somewhere to park the haulers, and have it's. If you look at the map of where that course is, I think it's one of the dumbest things that NASCAR's done in a number of years.
So you're not a fan?
Nope, not one bit.
Now, if it was
Or
if it was
give
somewhere
Sean
other
his
than
money.
Chicago, if it was out somewhere other than Chicago, would you?
I don't think NASCAR needs to be street racing.
Why not?
Leave it to Indy and all that, or
You
Formula
already
One?
have 7 road courses on the schedule. You would now effectively have 6 super speedway races on the schedule. You have a number of intermediate tracks on the schedule. Yet you only run 4 short tracks a year.
Bristol and Martinsville.
Bristol and Martinsville.
Well, that's not
Because
really
because
four,
while
that's just
while
two.
Richmond is under a mile and considered a short track, tell me the last good Richmond race in the last 15 years.
Maybe when Tony Stewart won. I don't know.
Right. Like you have to you want to remove dates. Take a date away from Richmond. They only need 1 date. They don't need 2. Phoenix doesn't need 2.
And why is it they're getting rid of? They're not even doing Indy at all this year, other than the road course. That's it.
They're doing they did the road course last year. They didn't do the oval, which is why I was excited to watch Pocono race yesterday, because Pocono is similar in banking and
To Indy.
to Indy, and that was a decent race. It wasn't great, but it was decent. So that gives me hope for the next gen car on the oval.
I always liked the Brickyard. Probably that was the first NASCAR race I ever went to.
It was a crown jewel. I think that they should
Why did
put
it
it
come up
back.
again?
You know, you had Daytona, you have Daytona, you have the Coke 600, you had the Brickyard, and then you had the Southern 500 at Darlington.
And then
When's Bristol going back to asphalt?
Bristol?
Yeah.
Bristol's not going back to asphalt. They're concrete.
Okay, when they going back to that and you're not doing this dirt shit anymore
Well, they're
for a race?
with the night race in September.
Okay, I didn't know there was. I knew there was another one. I didn't know if it was going to be another dirt race or not.
No, there's only 1 dirt race a year, and the reason why Bristol does it in the spring is because they do super dirt week down there. Yeah, the Cup cars and the trucks go, but for 2 weeks before and a week after, there's the Outlaws, there's dirt modifieds. There's the Hornets division, which is like 4 bangers that come down there. I think I saw something last year after all was said and done. Bristol Motor Speedway made close to $100 million on concessions, entry fees, all that over the 4 weeks that Bristol was dirt.
Oh, shit.
So that's not going away. But now that they've refurbished North Wilkesboro and they're getting ready to repave and refurbish Rockingham, maybe, just maybe, we get rid of a Richmond date and a Phoenix date and get those two races back on the schedule.
I'd love to see them go back to, North. What was the other one? Shit. They're the Rockingham. That's the one I'm looking forward to again. I love that race.
Rockingham's probably a little bit more far-fetched of a possibility than North Wilkesboro.
But with North Wilkesboro, though, that's the old school. Like, that's when you think back to the days of Petty and shit.
What are you doing? He keeps disappearing. Why is Clint's thing still there?
Because he keeps popping it up.
Thank you, Zolt. Way to participate, buddy. Speaking of which, what happened to the? Remember, he said in the chat, "Oh, Bryce is a little busy at the moment, but then we're going to draw names and shit for the draft order." What the fuck happened to that shit?
I mean,
we're naming the draft order tonight.
Got a draft order. We have.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in that one anymore. I got booted because you guys finally got Michigan people back in it.
Sorry.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Are we naming the draft order tonight?
Well, he said he was going to do it the other day, but it'd be nice if he would do it.
Yeah. He threatened to ground Bryce for I can't even remember 9 years or something if he made it so that I was drafting next to him again. That's all right. Still got the Dueling Aces League and my league. I can draft next to him.
George, get your fat ass back here.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Unpacking more shit, probably.
Good the next morning.
I hear him.
Mm-hmm. All right, we can stop talking shit now. You can probably hear us.
Yeah.
Come on, Sloth, sit down and tell us the draft order.
Oh, Bryce hasn't chosen that yet because it's not been established just quite yet.
Well, get him in here and choose it. God damn it.
What do you mean it's not established? Who is not in that it's supposed to be in?
So Doug's sitting. Well, technically Doug, then Clint, then Adam and Suds. Waylon and Bruiser will coin flip for fifth and sixth. And then between Ryan, Leo, me, Zolt, and Akers, we'll be bringing up the rear.
Tails?
Along with
head.
Well, I should say.
Wait a minute. It was always the top 4 that got the pick.
It was heads. I win.
It was technically 5, 6, and 7. There is a mystery guest who is going to be the 12th man in.
I know who it is.
To be revealed on draft night.
Much like the draft order.
Yeah.
Wow, that cherry Coke almost went everywhere. Thanks, Zolt.
Hey, I got the top 3. I'm picking third. I'll take that. Well, look at the bright side. If we know Akers is bringing up the rear, we know anybody he picks will not be injured and out for the season with the top 5 picks, so we're good.
What do you mean? CeeDee Lamb made it through my first pick.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
George, I just sent you a link if you don't want to wait for Bryce, although Bryce has been very good to me over the years. I'll just say I just sent you a
He didn't
link
jump on that.
to a picker wheel that you could literally do on stream. And every time somebody gets selected a number, it just disappears off the wheel.
Akers, you've had so many more
Thank you.
glaring instances of idiocy since that's on the bottom of the list now.
I was sitting here waiting. I was like, where's he going to chime in? What the? George, do you have the white box?
A white box right there.
I can't see that. You're a small screen.
You can make it a full screen,
This white box.
No.
What white box are you talking about?
The one that used to sit above Zolt's head for a whole year.
Oh.
And I thought I was going to give it back to him.
No,
He allowed somebody else to get it.
You actually have to give that back to me because I need to transpose it to.
I know, and I was going to sit here and mess with Zolt with it, but
I didn't win it. As much as I would have liked to.
Now it's making me think we're how did I do it? It wasn't the kids' rooms. I had it setting up, but we had to move everything around. Oh, I found the 800 ring. Remember I told you Zayden hid it from me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. He hit it in a good spot, too.
So McMahon is no longer in charge of WWE.
None so ever.
And Triple H took over talent relations and creative control today.
About time.
I mean, think about that. And Wall Street Journal came out today and said that during the investigation, the investigators found an additional $14.6 million in company funds that was never reported that McMahon used to pay off additional women.
Whoops.
So that takes the total up to $26 million now.
I'm just hoping it's a better product now.
I was going to say, let's not count the fact that Linda may be looking at divorce.
That might be her window of opportunity.
They've been separated and living their own lives for a while. She lives in Florida and he's lived in Connecticut. Like, she's got a condo in Florida. They're married in name only. That's it.
Well, isn't she a senator or something with government?
She ran for Senate. She
ran,
never won.
But
she got destroyed in the election twice.
Vincent ruined her.
well, no, because she was still on Trump's staff, though, too.
She was on Trump's staff for a while.
Yeah.
But bad acts aside, Vince McMahon is and forever will be one of the most polarizing figures in American professional wrestling history.
No, just in American history, period.
I don't know if he's in American history.
In sports history alone? Oh, absolutely. After 9/11,
Sports entertainment.
Remember, Vince was the very first entertainment of sports anything. WWE still did a show.
They did a show. They taped the show on Tuesday.
No, it was live. I know.
Oh, that's right. SmackDown was live, but that's when it was on
it.
Fridays. It was from Houston, but it was important. them doing that show was important for them to do. Because at some point, somebody has to be the first.
And he was. I believe he was even first and second.
No, because SNL ran Saturday night.
But it wasn't. No, they weren't live.
SNL was live that Saturday.
No, they weren't. No, because they shut everything down in New York. Nothing went live. They even closed Broadway. It was closed for 2 weeks. As I said, Vince was first and second because baseball didn't even resume, and football resumed after baseball.
Football was only off for a week.
Right. And baseball resumed just before the weekend of football. They resumed on the Thursday night before. So yes, Bruiser, you will be selecting before Akers will.
Good.
I want to protest. Wait, which one is this for? Dueling?
Yep.
Oh, that's
Only
fine.
in one.
I there are so many drafts we are in.
What's that?
No, he's in two. He's in the Ohio League too.
Who, me?
No,
No,
Akers.
me.
Yeah, I said I was only
But
in
he
one.
was saying he was only in one.
Clean the dick out of your ears, George.
That's fine. I'm pretty sure. Wait, what slot am I in?
Are you trying to watch Street Outlaws Bruiser? Is that why you're trying to get booted?
No, I was actually watching a really good documentary earlier this evening on Pearl Harbor.
There's the Cal Ripken ball. And Charles Barkley.
Now Akers has the first pick in the Ohio League.
Yeah, I say I'm not too far behind in that one. I don't think either. I had a bad year in your leagues last year.
No, you finished in the top. You're
Ohio League.
drawn.
Which was it, the Ohio League? I lost both running backs and a receiver in 1 week. Yeah, so that kind of just raped the hell out of me.
So you're taking Jonathan Taylor with your first pick in the Ohio League, right?
Who?
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas? I thought he was still acting.
Oh,
But that's the conversation that we kind of had before you jumped on, George. Like before anybody jumps on, it was just me and Mike. Is really when you think about it, who's the studs that stand out? Like if you have like a top 3 pick, like what route do you even go anymore?
Right? Yeah.
and this year will be very interesting because a lot of people are not looking at the running backs. Everybody's looking more at the receivers now all of a sudden. I was like,
there's plenty of wide receivers in it. There's more receivers in the league than running backs and fucking quarterbacks.
Right? There's
So
only
So when
like,
you got
I'm sorry. I just pulled up the NASCAR league standings, and I was going into yesterday. I was 150 points ahead of Akers.
yep, you sure were.
Now I am 10 points behind him.
oh wow,
yeah,
I was
like
gonna tell George to pull that up just to throw that out there. Because
wow.
last week's comment, I better out Akers, and I was like, and yes, I had a driver who had
Kyle Busch
points.
and Denny Hamlin yesterday in it.
I had Kyle Busch, but I also had Ross.
No, I got 1 point for Kyle Busch, or 1 point for Denny Hamlin, and 2 points for Kyle Busch, as opposed to if the finishing order had stood, I would have gone above. I would have gone above Zolt. I would have pushed Zolt out of third.
Yeah, I would say second because who?
No, I meant overall standings.
Oh,
I'd have moved
I was
Zolt
gonna
out of
say,
third.
I finished in
Oh.
first this week, and then I finished in fourth.
you're streaking my
Yeah.
pants. That, oh my god, I'm like sitting here thinking, who the hell is that?
George is Jimmy G MVP. Or
No.
no, Zolt
No.
is Jimmy G MVP.
Yeah, who is streaking my pants?
I think it's Suds.
Me.
It's George.
George.
See, I was right.
Do it the last 2 slices before I put them away. The pizza.
I kept thinking, I was like, George finally got first for once by disqualifications.
I'm not catching Zolt.
I'll be damned. I did.
I'm 200. I'm 200.
Wait a minute. Hell did freeze over. Akers is above Bruiser. I win a week. What the hell happened?
It was bad.
That's why I said because I had Chase, so we got bonus points for that. At one point, no joke, my lineup was actually as it was: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. It was Kyle, Chase, Ross. I'm trying to figure who the hell my drivers are now since I took Bubba out. I actually put Bubba in the top 5, and then I was like, no, I took him out for Ross.
Warning the next
I had Ty Gibbs in my garage slot,
You did.
and I thought, man, if he's got more points than Logano at the end of stage 2, I'll put Ty Gibbs in, and he didn't, so I left Logano there, and I should have moved Gibbs,
Never would have thought there.
but that DQ hurt so bad.
Yep.
Because that was 120 points that I lost right there between the two of them. Where'd Zolt finish yesterday?
Fourth.
Yeah, it was first, then it was fourth after everything else.
Sean finished in third.
Talking about it.
Talk about lucking
Talking
into
about
one.
it.
Right? And he and I are bringing up the rear in this whole damn thing.
Oh,
Well, Sean also hasn't picked drivers in 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Well,
it's always,
unfortunately, I was like that too. So
it's awfully funny how Sean hangs out with we all hang out over the weekend, me, Akers, and Sean, and all of a sudden Sean miraculously makes picks for the weekend's race.
Zolt, just want to let you know, she's still going to miss you for about another year.
wow.
That's all right. That's all right. I can at least respect Richie holding it.
I was like, I knew I had it somewhere. I thought I gave it back to George, and apparently I didn't.
Nope.
And then she's
not
like,
yet.
it's on your desk, and I'm like, what?
Nope, not yet. Yeah, I got to get that and head up.
She said we're a bunch of tards.
we've got a couple of road courses coming up. There's still time to make up some ground.
So what
Dude,
you're saying is we should have like a little tire for the fantasy draft?
Like looking at my list of drivers and how many times I have left, I've really got to be strategic in how I make these decisions. Because fuck,
I will say,
I've got 4 left on Hamlin and 4 left on Kyle Busch.
I can't say
and there's
that.
what 5 races or 6 races left before the playoffs. 5, I think.
The 2 weeks I didn't take Chase and Kyle out like I was supposed to, they actually got used up.
You got
Indy and then Michigan.
Indy, Michigan, Watkins Glen, Richmond,
Oh.
Daytona.
Watkins Glen's gonna hurt me.
Daytona can fuck up a lot of people too, though.
Daytona's going to be interesting because you're gonna have like if Chase Elliott wins one more race, he locks up the regular season championship because there's nobody that could score more points as far as wins go than him.
I guess.
So he's got 4 wins now, or 5. 4 or 5 wins.
I say he has 3, but yesterday's got 4.
So he wins one more. The points cushion that he already has, you add on to that, nobody's going to catch him.
I want
Talking
like
about-
all.
Go ahead.
I want to see the whole like. I want to see a bunch of first time winners like these next couple of races just to fuck up the whole playoff shit.
Well, I think Blaney's going to win Michigan again.
Not if he raced like yesterday.
Michigan's a Penske track.
I know.
I think Blaney's going to win Michigan again, and I think Truex is going to win Richmond.
So they'd be the last 2 spots, more or less.
They'd be the last 2 spots, but then you got Daytona, and Bubba's really good at super speedways.
Really good at rain tracks.
I would really like to see somebody like a Stenhouse just fuck it up, win a Daytona. You know what I mean? Like the first time winner at Daytona, like or for the season.
I was like thinking of you yesterday, Bruiser, when Ross went off in the pit, and then Kyle went off, and then Bubba was in first for a while, and then they were talking about the rain cloud coming in.
Let's see.
And I had Bubba in the garage, but of course I was wrapped up with other things, and I never even looked back at it. I just knew I had to set my roster in the morning.
I texted Sean. I was like, "You better move your lineup around." I texted him. I was like, "You got a guy in the garage that's got way more points than someone on your starting lineup."
I just think it's funny. The final thing is Hamlin technically finishes 35 and Busch finishes 36, and in the selection and that pick 'em, they were the 2 that you had to pick.
Oh, they weren't just the only 2. There was another Eric and
No, but I'm saying for dead last.
well, yeah. Well, no, there 2 other drivers. That's why I said actually the picks this week that you had to drive were actually pretty damn near close to each other at times, because Eric Almirola and Eric Jones had.
Yeah,
Eric
they were
Almirola
9 and
Eric Jones were
13.
really they were real
and
close
then
to each other back and forth.
Dylan and Brad were 10 and 14, so
Yeah.
they were pretty close.
Eric Jones win Daytona just to fuck up the fucking playoff shit.
If Eric Jones, here's the funny thing: if Eric Jones wins Daytona, Austin Cindric's out of the playoffs.
Really?
Yep.
I thought if you had a win, it didn't matter.
You have
That's
to
what I
have
was
a
saying
win.
yesterday.
You have to have if you have a win, you have to remain in the top 30 in points.
Ooh.
Because that's what they were
Cinder's
joking
that bad
around
in
TV.
points?
They say you're win, you're
It's
in.
not
But
that it's if Eric Jones gets a win, he will go over. He will go above Cindric in the point standings.
No shit. So I didn't think Cinder was doing that bad.
well, he's got a couple of DNFs.
He's got 4 DNFs.
Ouch.
Yeah. And it kills you. I mean, that's what we were talking about before. That's what, like, Kurt Busch. So if Zolt can do this real quick.
Why you got to bother him? He was busy.
So it's
I'm
like,
working. I'm working here.
I'm working here. I'm working here.
If you can pull up the odds on Kurt Busch becoming the champion, last time I checked, it was 1,500 for Kurt Busch, and I'm like, oh man, he actually has a chance to win the Cup. So put up because he's actually been a really good driver this year.
Well, yeah, he's got a chance to win the Cup. He's got to win. He's in the playoffs. He's in the top 15 in points.
I don't think Harvick's going to make it though.
Harvick could win the Glen, and if Harvick wins, that throws a monkey wrench into things too.
We had 20
Kurt
races
Busch.
with 14 different drivers.
Kurt Busch is
So-
currently sitting at plus 3,000 on DraftKings.
Yes. There
Yeah.
are 21 races in, 14 different winners, with 5 races left. It is a very real possibility you could see 2 different winners in the next 5 races. I don't think they'll get to 17, but I do think they'll get to 16.
Yeah, to put it a different way, he is tied for 14th for best odds to win.
I don't
Yeah,
think
Daytona's- Go ahead.
I don't think Denny Hamlin makes the Final Four.
He never does. He always, you know what I mean?
He's made the Final Four the last few years.
Well, he hasn't won. The only thing he's missing is his championship. He's done everything else.
Yeah, I
Would they
don't.
say this was a race 70 races without a cup win?
Who? Denny Hamlin?
Yeah.
No, he won earlier this year.
He won the Coke 600
Without-
this year.
Without the championship cup itself. The,
He's never won a cup.
Yeah, he's never won.
He's never won
But
a
he's won
cup.
damn near every. Has he won the Brickyard?
No, he was going in 2020 when they were there with no fans. He had a 4-second lead and blew a tire and pounded the
That's
wall
right.
with like 10 to go.
Because that was like his last one of the grand, races
yeah.
that he needed.
Yep, that was the last crown jewel.
So he just needs that in the championship, and he's done everything he could possibly, really want to do in NASCAR for the major races.
What's really
Unless you
funny
wanna
was when
win a
they pulled up some of them
championship as an
faces. I saw George's boy on there, big old Mark Martin.
Mark
So
Martin,
many wins. What was it, 40 races before winning a cup?
he never won a cup. Mark Martin never won a championship.
Wow.
Never did.
Mark Martin is the greatest driver to never win a Daytona 500 and to never win a championship.
Yeah, he got the double on
Hamlin's got what, 3 Daytona
3.
wins?
Yep, 3.
And
Mark Martin should have had the 1, but Harvick inched him out by like a couple hundredths of a second.
I remember that one. And then
That
Stewart should have had one, and fucking Newman did the same thing to him that year.
Well,
fuck Stewart.
but Stewart did it to himself the one year. Him and Gordon were restarting, and he went to wave Gordon up to give him a shove, and Gordon went right around him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Thanks.
Because I think Stewart's one of the best ones to never win a 500.
Dude, I loved it. The best race memory I've ever seen. I watched. My dad and I were watching, and it was freaking amazing. We were watching the Coca-Cola 600, and Earnhardt, Gordon. God, who was the other car? There's 3 cars that are just racing each other so hard, and Gordon won the race. And he gets into that pit crew, and it's like they all start just like jamming up on 4th. I died laughing. I said, "How the hell does that make that even possible?" The Coca-Cola girl reaches over and puts the Powerade on top of Gordon's car,
And he smacks it off.
and he gets out of his window and he goes, "The hell is that?" And he just goes, and he yells, "Give me my Pepsi liters."
Yeah, he was a big
starts
Pepsi guy.
I was laughing so hard. I was like, "Can he do that?"
He can. The great thing about the Gordon and Earnhardt rivalry is that a lot of it was orchestrated by the two of them.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you got to share knowledge once in a while, and
We're in the middle of a show, George.
yeah, I know it was.
Hey, if you're passing notes back and forth, you need to share them with the whole class.
Oh,
He did.
it's there.
Yeah,
What
he
is
did.
that?
Trust me, it's definitely there. Oh, it's 100% there. It definitely not show appropriate, but
No, not at all. Well, we are after 9 o'clock, but
yeah. But that's in depth. That's beyond.
It also changes colors too.
It is almost bulking season, so honey, get in here.
Oh,
Make sure you control the pH level. Or
Come here. Because I said
Get her reaction on camera.
I'm gonna need you to read this. You don't have to read it out loud, but I'm gonna need
read
you
it
to
out loud.
no, do not read it out loud.
I need you to read this and realize that bulking season is coming. So you might benefit from this. Right? She's excited.
I was like pushing my earpiece in just so I could hear her.
She said sweet, and I win.
Nice.
We could start bulking season tonight if you wanted to. Maybe tomorrow.
You
All
always
right,
remember,
fine.
it's,
We'll
it's
start
like a
bulking
race.
season tomorrow.
Winner always gets to finish first. No one remembers second.
So that what we're gonna do now? We're gonna get to that stage of the show where we all show our wives and significant others the fucking message and see get their reactions.
Well, mine didn't have a shirt on earlier, so.
Hey now.
Hey, boobs are good. I like
So
that.
I was technically correct when I said, as long as she's not naked.
She comes walking down the hall. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, the when Bryce did the Michigan draft, he turned around, he pulled mine. He's like, the last card, it's sitting far right, and he's just like, yeah, come on, 10. And I'm like, really, dude? You're grounded if it's 10. Sure enough, he flips it over, it's 10.
That's why we haven't done ours yet, because we grounded him.
I'm like, damn it, Zolt still got to.
Haven't you realized that if you didn't want those numbers so low, you need to start losing so you can pick higher?
No, but the scarier part was he had Zolt left, and there were 2 numbers left. Number 9, which would have put him picking next to me again, or number 6. And I even told Bryce, I said, you pull 9. I said, you're grounded for a month. He pulled 6.
Thankfully. Okay,
he pulled 6.
All right, I'm still looking to trade down.
Yeah, I was going to say. And then smartass here goes, hey, somebody wants 6 and I'll take 9. I'm like, Zolt, eat it. I'm like, no, you can stay in the middle for once. Get the hell.
Did you say where I was drafting?
You're not in that league.
You're not in that.
Oh, he said Michigan.
Zolt, where are you drafting in our league?
Nobody knows yet.
That's what I thought he was saying. That's what
I only
thought he
know
was
the
talking about
Michigan
our
league.
league.
That's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the Michigan League's the only
Who
one.
took my spot in the Michigan League?
Jamie.
Probably
Where's he
somebody
picking?
more qualified.
Jamie's picking
This
5th.
is what we've been saying, Doug. This is what we've been saying.
What?
Doug's patiently waiting too.
Doug,
You should-
you already
we're all
know
waiting.
you
Sign on,
won.
Doug.
Doug, shut up. You already
I'm
know
telling
you
you, man.
won.
Do the magical RNG wheel. That's all you got to do. Just take it 1 to 12 and just let it go.
And look at this way. Bryce doesn't have to get grounded even longer. He
Yeah,
fucks up.
exactly. It's
Listen.
No,
yours.
but that's the fun part about it.
It is 9:30. We have talked NASCAR for an hour and a half. Run the random number generator and fucking pick the draft order.
Bye, Bruiser.
You need to put a dartboard on that wall because everything goes through it.
Wow.
You missed it earlier. He threw the baby through it.
Yeah, it was
Oh, it was fucking great.
Threw the baby through the wall.
I told him he needs to do it. He needs to do it live on air so we get more ratings.
Sure. There you go.
It'd be even so much better if you didn't see Mary. Like he goes to hand him back over his head, and it looks like he drops him, but he's like right there. Mary's right behind him.
So
What is it, like that blue man on TikTok? So everybody's like, how does he do this? And there's that blue man like turning the bat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Bruiser. So no matter what, you're 5, 6, or 7. Those will be
Out
the
of
one
12?
of the 3 slots out of the 12.
Wait. So that means during a show, we have to actually get through an entire draft with 12 teams.
What, are you worried?
Yes.
You barely got through with 8.
The draft show is always 3 hours long.
Oh, God. If
And
It's our division
you know,
7.
Akers better have his shit together this year. That's all. Not be trying to
It was
drive
together.
in a car or
there needs to be a clock on the screen.
Listen,
Hang on.
I
Wait a
didn't say
minute.
I was
You know what?
not intoxicated.
You know,
I just said I was
you know
talking
that-
with someone who drank more than me.
You know that
I'm gonna, George. I'm gonna say something, and you're gonna understand it. And Akers might understand it because he was in that league briefly. You put Waylon in there. You need a clock.
See, we got a clock. We got a clock.
No, it was what's really funny is Adam and I were talking about that on Saturday. I go, we told Waylon he was up when somebody
my-
else is picking.
Jesus.
Well, it was like, but then, like we said, though, it was going fine until the person that was on the clock picked the player, and then, all right, Waylon, it's your turn, and he picked the exact same fucking player because he wasn't paying attention.
Well, because he was on the telephone and he was at a pool, you know, on top of it, so you really couldn't hear all that well. So
That's not true. I was at a bar that we were actually not at. I was waiting for my ride.
We have done a draft at a bar.
No.
Yeah.
I was waiting for my ride to pick me up.
That
No,
is a
did you
no.
try to beat someone?
No, you missed that one, Zolt. I mean,
No, I was there. I remember. I was trying to keep it on the rails.
He was.
Yeah.
That was the one where somehow Lamar Jackson squeezed through, and the judge looks at me and goes, "Did you just do that?" I go, "What?" He goes, "Lamar." I was like, "What? He already taken." He's like, "No, he's not." I was like, "What?"
Nope.
It's too small. I can't read it.
Yeah, so we know better about doing a draft at a bar. That really took forever.
Literally. See, even Doug remembers.
And Doug remembers. Jesus. I think the last 3 rounds, they were just like, screw it, just pick anybody for me.
I'll keep trying to take my shit. I keep going with the players.
And especially if, you know, if it takes Waylon, it's like, Waylon, you're live on the air. Do not make an ass of yourself.
Challenge accepted.
Right?
At least when you're showing the magazine on the screen, try to have it be this year's.
Oh,
So, all right, hold on. So, like, how to go with Zolt's comment from earlier, you want to put up a clock. So, if everybody else gets 2 minutes, what's Waylon get? 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
What do you normally get?
Still-
What? Usually everybody is pretty much ready to go, and you don't need much more than a minute.
Yeah, you generally have an idea.
You have an idea of what you're going to go grab. And I mean,
Just
the
remember,
fact that
12 teams, we're going deep.
Yeah.
And we are forcing the dollar rule.
What?
And we are going to force the dollar rule.
No.
Oh, the pick. That's only at Burridge's house, ain't it?
It's only at Burridge's. It's only at Burridge's. It's only unique to one specific venue. Sorry.
That's just a patio deal.
Yeah.
Well, no, you meant the first you were joking around about it. We're gonna make someone pick. Nope. Right off the bat, 10th pick picks the player his dad picked, and then he picks another guy his dad picked. I'm like, oh my gosh, will you pay attention to the board?
Yeah, Brandon. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, that's the one draft too we can say where we have a, you know, the lovely Terry that's our model for the night. You know what I mean?
And everybody's just kicking back, drinking and drafting.
And smashing pizza.
Yep. Good pizza. Although in Michigan we slam the Jets, so that's good pizza too.
Never had it.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Good Michigan style pizza or Detroit style. Sorry.
Yeah, good stuff. So one thing, go back up to Detroit, get Jets, and get Coney Islands. Two things Ohio does not have.
Is there either of those in the airport?
In Detroit, there's I know Leo's is. I'm pretty sure they're at the Delta terminal. I know Leo's isn't.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
Hungry Howie, son. That's what the best thing
I mean,
about Detroit is. Hungry Howie.
if you're desperate, you can go to
Yeah.
Leo's. You go with
Yeah.
it, but it's not national or.
got you.
That sure as hell ain't Brian's either.
I did. When is the show's draft?
We still don't know yet.
We don't know yet. It'll be close.
Doug,
One thing at a time, Doug.
At this point, I'm guessing probably about week 6. At the rate we're going.
Yeah, so week 1 we'll get our actual
Only
draft in.
July 25th, and you want that decision made. So let's get through your draft first, okay? And then we can talk.
I will say this: when you actually posted the draft order for my aces, I was busy. I was ready though. I was gonna post out there. So what the hell are you doing it so early for?
Because somebody got on his ass about when we doing the draft.
No, I actually knew. I was like, okay, this week has to be the week that it's like it has to get done because usually I was just saying about mid-July. Usually I had Bryce do it, but since we were moving, it's like all right. A few people were like, "Hey, we know you've been moving, but it's like we're getting a little antsy," and it's like, "Yeah, no problem." So I knew it had to be done pretty damn soon. I mean, shoot, right now we're still trying to solidify up the Ohio draft time. The date is the 27th, but the time is TBD at the moment. I should hopefully know that next week when they give us the football schedule. Because the 27th just happens to be Owen's first football game and Bryce's first football game.
Oh, that's the one for Burge's house?
Yeah. So that is still TBD. So Doug, that one's kind of like on the back burner at the moment.
And there is no Browns game that day. Oh, yes, there is. Wait, you said August 27th?
Yep.
You sons of bitches.
Yeah, I got one that night, but I'm changing it right now because I'm the commissioner.
I was gonna say
Chicago Bears
George,
versus the Browns.
you have one that night.
What's
August
that?
27th.
Yeah, that night. That's a night draft.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, you gotta find out what time. We gotta find out what time that's gonna be.
That's the second year I've done that.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, that's for Ohio?
This happens to be Zolt's draft too.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm sure my brother will call me and he'll go, "Hey, my fantasy draft is." Yeah, I figured that. And then
Did you?
And then
you
you'll
said that was
call
for
me.
the Ohio League or this one?
and then MJ will buzz me from Kansas City, going, "Dude, who should I be looking out?" Like, man. And then the consulting begins.
Mm-hmm.
Pepper,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Fuck Pittsburgh.
I just did that one. I just did that one.
Oh no. Just because now I don't want to wait. Chipper is the 12th man.
No,
Yeah.
Yes.
we don't. No more Steeler fans.
Chipper is the 12th man. Yep.
He's not Seattle.
Chipper is the 12th man.
So much for waiting until draft night.
I'd say, I figure, why the hell not? let you get it in now.
That's what she said.
Opportunity lost. Oh, there it is. Zolt on it.
He said Zolt found it.
Oh.
Oh, you'd be like that girl at Rob's Burger?
Wow.
Sorry,
Shots fired already,
this,
huh?
Yeah.
this one's for Zolt found it.
Zolt found it.
And yes, you have, sir.
So speaking of finding things, I found an article.
Yeah. And
It was another one of these that The Athletic did where they anonymously asked for opinions from various NFL coaches, executives, etc. And it's ranking 35 veteran quarterbacks, so no rookies, into 5 different tiers. So the voting was for 50 different people. It was from 50 different people, 6 general managers, 8 head coaches, 10 evaluators, 12 coordinators, 6 quarterback coaches, and 7 executives whose specialties are analytics, game management, and the cap.
okay.
And they all had to vote. Every quarterback got a rating 1 through 5, depending on what tier, and then they averaged it all out.
Okay.
So you had 6 quarterbacks that they considered to be tier 1 when it was all said and done, 8 tier 2, 10 tier 3, 10 tier 4. 1 lone quarterback was considered tier 5.
Drew Lock.
No, but he was tier 4 and he was number 34 out of 35 quarterbacks.
Holy shit.
Wow.
And
So
tier
So
5
you
is
said either-
the worst quarter?
somebody's worse than Drew Lock?
These are active
Yeah.
quarterbacks, you
These are-
said?
Yes, these are all active veteran
Okay.
quarterbacks.
Tyrod
So, yeah,
Taylor's
it's-
35.
And he's a starting quarterback?
Well, there's 35 on the list.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say there's 35, so no, not
no.
necessarily. Although,
Not necessarily.
however, I will say this: everybody that's listed on here, if they're not a starter, it's a competition.
Okay.
Sam Darnold.
Sam, hang on. Sam is tier 4. He was ranked 32nd.
That was close.
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky.
No, again, you guys are nailing the tier 4 guys. I'll tell you that. And in fact, you're nailing the bottom end because 32 is Darnold, 33 is
That's what
Trubisky,
she
and
said.
34 is Drew Lock.
So we got those 3 off
Just
the
to make
rip.
sure we understand, tier 5 is the worst guy of all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The description for tier 5, because they give a description for each tier. Tier 5 is a tier 5 quarterback is best suited as a backup. That's literally the description.
But yet he's probably a starter.
AFC or NFC? Because is that a giveaway?
It's NFC. I mean, I have a giveaway, but I don't want to just.
Don't do, yeah,
give it
no,
to you guys.
don't.
NFC.
Baker Mayfield.
It's NFC.
He is in the NFC.
Carolina is a
Baker is a tier 3, and he's ranked 19th.
really?
Oh.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't
Is
expecting
there
that
somebody
one.
that we're really not going to guess like his name just because we're thinking too far done with this?
No.
I want to say Geno
Heineke?
Smith, but he can't be that bad.
Is Heineke on that list?
No, I did not see Heineke on here. Do you guys want to see some of the quotes from Baker?
Is
Because
it Fields?
like we've done one of these before, they give the anonymous quotes, which sometimes are very interesting. A head coach said I think he's a 3 with upside. He's an interesting guy. A quarterback's coach says he needs to be humbled fast or his career is going to be over.
Is it in the Big Apple?
Is what in the Big Apple?
He's saying Daniel Jones.
Oh, no, Daniel Jones. Hang on. He is number 30, tier 4.
He's just knocking these tier 4s out of the
You
water.
guys are nailing the tier 4.
We might as well just finish off the tier 4 list at the rate we're going.
I mean, I was going to say
Trey
there's a ton of
Lance.
them. Trey Lance is 29 in tier 4.
Everybody in the chat saying Mariota.
But Mariota's in
Atlanta.
AFC. It's AFC. Oh,
And
that's
he's in
right, he went to
Atlanta.
Mariota is in tier 4 at 31. You literally have gotten 29 through 34.
That's pretty bad. Oh my god.
Did we get Jimmy G yet?
You have
He's
not
tier
guessed
2.
Jimmy G, and how dare you, sir?
Jimmy G's in tier 2 or tier 3?
He is tier 3. He is ranked number 16.
11:30. I'll be up.
Holy hell. What else we got left?
Chipper throughout Zach Wilson.
Oh.
He is 28th in tier 4.
Jameis.
That's what I'm like. That's the only thing I can think of.
Who?
Jameis Winston.
Oh, Jameis. No, Jameis is actually in tier 3.
Because he had that one good year
24.
before he got injured.
He is the last player in tier 3.
These are just starters, right?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
Is it the Joker? Really? Or did they put him at 35? Did they seriously put him at 35?
Who's your guess, sir?
The Joker. New Orleans Saints. My boy.
What's his name, dumbass?
No, no. Jameis is the only New Orleans Saint they put on there.
Oh, all right.
I was
Well,
gonna say, you're trying to say Hill?
yeah.
Let's see.
No, but Hill's
Doug
not starting.
threw
Not starting.
Trevor
Well,
Lawrence.
he's still quarterback.
I know.
Trevor Lawrence is a tier 3, and he is ranked 23rd.
And
And it wasn't gonna be
and
Trevor.
the quarterback at 35 is NFC, Doug. NFC.
Yes,
Andy Dalton.
Clint Berzer not even listed. Chipper.
Are you trying to say it's Detroit?
Jared Goff.
No, he threw Goff out there. He's a tier 3, ranked
Oh,
22nd.
of course, you showed Chipper's thing.
Let's see.
I see. I
Doug
said that. I
with the-
said Field,
That's
but I didn't.
disrespectful.
Fields is tier 4. He's the first
Okay.
player in tier 4, ranked 25.
Oh, all right.
Clint
Jordan
with the
Love.
Texans.
He's a. It's got to be a backup.
You know, you are absolutely right. You guys are going to knock out tier 4 because you only got one left. Davis Mills is 27th.
And that's AFC. You're not listening. It's an
Jordan
NFC
Love.
quarterback.
And Jordan
my
Love's not
Love?
listed.
Jordan-
I was gonna say,
It's
Carson
not Drew
Wentz.
Lock, Aaron. We already said Drew Lock.
Carson Wentz is tier 3. He is tied at 20th. He got the
Who's
exact same
behind
score
Fields?
as somebody else.
Quarterback for the Giants. I can't remember his name at the moment.
Daniel Jones is
Daniel
not here.
Jones.
Jones. Nope.
Commanders.
They didn't put fucking Jalen Hurts at 35, did they?
No, Jalen Hurts. No.
Just that would have
No.
made Clint
No,
happy.
no.
That's why I brought that up. Yeah.
He's
I'm
actually the one
surprised
who's,
Clint didn't throw that out there yet.
he's the one who's tied with Carson Wentz at 20th. I'm going to say this.
What team are we missing here?
Patrick?
Fitzpatrick? No, he's not listed.
Okay.
There's 14 players in tiers 1 and 2, and I'm happy to say you guys haven't accidentally hit any of them yet.
Well, it's because we're actually thinking like it's not Prescott.
Right.
No, it's not. Prescott's a tier 2.
Yeah. Washington.
These are all starters.
Starters or in competition, like legit competition. Because I can give you a hint. This may not actually give it away at this point. It would have previously. You have already named another quarterback from his team.
Well, yeah, we already figured that. Is it on the West Coast?
How many hints do you want?
Well, we got named about half of the freaking quarterbacks. I mean,
where's
Yes,
Gino
on the
at?
West
I never
Coast.
heard you say where Gino said.
oh, shit,
That's
that's right. Geno
Gino is
Smith.
the one.
I said that
Geno
earlier and
Smith.
nobody heard me.
Sorry, I didn't hear
I didn't
you.
hear
It's
you.
all right.
Geno Smith, 35th.
I said that's what I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm trying to think of that one damn West Coast team, and I'm like, who the hell's that?
Wait, I think I got overstepped when I said it. I said
They
his
really
name
said
twice.
Geno Smith was 35. Wow,
He's better than fucking Drew Lock.
that's what I was
Well,
about to say.
that's the thing, though. They literally have Locke ranked 34 and Geno Smith ranked 35
Because they're competing.
because they both suck.
Poor
Best
Bryce.
thing,
Poor
let's see,
Bryce.
best thing Geno did. Oh, that's right, 500 yards. Oh wait, that was in West Virginia.
Well, how many were in tier one?
Six quarterbacks,
Brady-
including one, the guy in first place received. He was the only one who was a unanimous. All 50 coaches and personnel ranked
Brady.
him as a tier one.
Wow.
It was not Brady.
Josh.
Brady's ranked third.
What?
He is
Oh,
tier one.
Rodgers. Rodgers.
Yes, it is Rodgers.
What? I don't like this tier no more. Burn it to the ground.
Where's Russell Wilson at?
Russell
Tier
Wilson
6.
is ranked number 8, and he is tier 2.
I just saw Gail walking by in her reflection. You give her the old what's up? Tell her shake it, baby.
She ain't got no ass to shake, but she's got the top heavy to shake.
That's fine. I'll watch them both. I don't care. I got dollar bills to put in one end or the other.
Just
Are you scared
quotes.
when it absorbs it in?
No.
Like a pop
A couple
machine?
quotes for Aaron Rodgers. A defensive coordinator said, "I can't wait to rate him as a tier 2. That'll be like the favorite day of my career."
Well, let me ask you this, since you have the list in front of you.
Yeah.
How many on that list surprised you into what tier they were in, if any?
There was a couple in tier 2 that I probably would have bumped to tier 3. One of them I was like, I could see either way. I can make an argument. The bottom guy on tier 2, I did not expect to be in tier 2 at all. I thinking definitely tier 3, but I mean most of them are. I really didn't expect Lance to be that far down, but I mean 29th out of 35th in tier 4. That's rough.
George does, I mean.
Yeah, well, no, George has established his
Disdain.
his Trey Lance hatred.
They put Wentz tier 3. Enough said.
This is true.
Well, if Rodgers is 1 and Brady is 2,
3.
No, Brady's 3.
or Brady's 3, that's got to make Mahomes 2.
Bingo.
Or Allen.
Allen would be 4.
Mahomes is 2. Allen is 4.
Burrow.
Number 6. You're missing
Herbert.
1. It's number 5. You got it. There's tier 1. Tier 1s are easy. I mean, at this point, who have you not said?
Stafford.
Stafford is number 1 in tier 2. He is ranked number 7.
Kirk
Cousins. He's the first guy in tier 3.
Don't mess up the carpet as he smashes
No
it.
shit.
Jesus Christ, the chat.
Where's Watson at?
Watson is ranked number 9 overall, so they've got him in a tier 2.
Wow.
And you tell me if you want to hear some of those quotes.
Yes, I do.
Of course.
All right.
You brought it up, goddammit.
You tease us with such a line.
An evaluator said, "A tier 1 distraction is what Watson is. It blows me away paying the all-time NFL contract for a tier 2 player." A GM said, I can't believe that the Browns
Clean
did
up,
what they
please.
did. There's just too many unknowns. I know Andrew Berry, and I just can't picture him doing that. Let's see. Here's a defensive coordinator says, I know he is all screwed up, but he's a 1. I mean, I'm just rating him as a football player. He is a 1. He is legit. You could put the game on him.
Clint says Kyler Murray.
Just said Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray is in tier 2, ranked 13th.
You can put the game on him. Like, no offensive coordinator has to make a call.
Literally on his shoulders. Technically, we're missing 1 tier 4, and if Suds was here, we would have gotten it. Just gonna say that right now. Florida team.
Oh, Tua.
Yeah.
Playing? No, I'm just kidding.
Mac Jones, is he
Mac
the
Jones?
last?
He's actually a tier 3, ranked 18th.
Huh.
I don't know if it's just lack of body of work at this point.
What's his name? Colts.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, tier 2, and that was kind of my question mark. I don't know if he's still a tier 2.
What ones haven't we guessed yet? Tier 2.
We already noticed that he can't put the game on his shoulders.
I was gonna say, I would consider Matt Ryan still a tier 2.
Yeah. Okay.
What numbers haven't we guessed yet in tier 2?
Number 10 and number 12. There's only 3 guys you haven't guessed yet.
Lamar Jackson's in there.
He said
Lamar Jackson's in
Jack
there
was
somewhere.
Lamar Jackson is 10th. So yeah, you got 2 guys. Number 12, who's a tier 2, and number 17, who's a tier 3. Dak, you guys already got. He's number 11. He's a tier 2.
Wait a minute, the Pittsburgh quarterback.
Whoever the Pittsburgh quarterback is, he's not listed.
Wow. A Steeler quarterback not on the list. I'll be damned.
Derek Carr's one of those.
He's a tier 2, number 12.
Yep, see, Clint will sort.
Are you saying Matthew Stafford's the other tier 2?
No,
he's
yeah, we already said that.
He's tier 2. He's number 7.
That's probably the one I was.
So the guy that you're missing is a tier 3. He's ranked 17th, so he's like dead middle. I will say this: anybody who had this quarterback in fantasy was pretty damn pissed off at him.
Oh,
there you go, Clint.
At a tier 2?
No, he's a 3. Sorry, he's a 3.
You guys
nailed him.
Dude,
he's at the tops of tier 3 though. He's underneath Cousins and Garoppolo, and then it's Tannehill. I found it interesting. I wish I hadn't just found it. I'd have more quotes for you, but
yeah. Needless to say, I won't be drafting Tannehill in your league this year. Jesus Christ!
Not if you did last year. That's for damn sure.
Now, where's the running back and wide receivers list? We can do that next week.
Hey, so far I haven't seen one. It comes out, you'll have it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll have it, and you guys will sit here throwing names at me for a half hour.
Next week we need to do what I put in the chat about the stars, studs in college, but duds in the NFL.
Oh, you know what? There was an NFL running back tier 1. I've seen one. Someone posted it on one of those little categories.
Well, it's almost 10 o'clock. Roll that beautiful beat footage, George.
Tanner's trash.
There's Jimmy. Jimmy knows.
I was gonna say he had. Yeah, that's his Tennessee's his team.
Yep. And Chipper's adding, not without AJ Brown, he's not a tier 3. Yeah, it is going to be ugly for Tennessee this year.
I'm waiting to see how Jalen Hurts does with AJ Brown. That way, Clinton will actually back off on the hatred for him.
I doubt it.
Probably. I'm just one can hope, right?
Yeah. I will say this: I feel bad for Gino being all by himself down there in tier 5. So I will happily drop Drew Lock into tier 5.
Whoever wins the starting job gets the 34. Whoever doesn't gets 35th.
Right?
Yeah, like I said,
No, the hate's forever. So there's the answer.
Bryce is still not happy. I said, well, it'll be interesting. I said, there was, I forgot, he's got one of the rookie quarterback cards of somebody who's the third string, I think. I don't even remember what the kid's name is. Let's see. I was going to say Bryce. Bryce would know.
Oh my
The
goodness.
hell is that kid's name?
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, they cut him. Oh shit. The third string quarterback on the Seattle Seahawks is Jacob Eason.
That cut him?
Remember, Eason was drafted by the
Go
Colts.
take it to mama.
And
Yeah,
the kid that the Seahawks had. Oh God.
Yeah, I was waiting for all them Eason cards that I have to fucking be worth something, and that's not going to happen.
Oh.
No, wait, what's all those Dallas
you
Cowboy
kidding?
ones we had?
Between Geno Smith and Drew Lock, I'd hold on to him a little bit longer. You never know what could happen over there.
And he's playing back in his home where he went to college too.
Yeah, that could be interesting. But right now they're saying that Geno is the starter.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
2 and Jacobs 3.
Gino should be the starter. He's faster.
Wow, it's gonna be ugly. Yikes.
You know what we should do? We should every week we should pick a team. Like all of us end up picking like players that someone like we do a fan draft, see who has the best team picked that week. And you can't pick the same player.
I think he just described fantasy football, but I wasn't terribly following.
He did. It's okay.
No, I mean like a weekly thing.
We should literally do what Annie tweeted out, where you had the randomizer and you had to fill in your roster like a Yahtzee score.
And quarterback's always last, I believe.
Quarterback has to be last. So you had a quarterback, 2 running backs, was it 2 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers, and a tight end. And there was just a random number generator with all the NFL teams. So if Cincinnati came up, you had to decide, okay, do you want Cincinnati's running backs? Do you want Cincinnati's wide receivers? And then just
defense, offensive line.
And eventually you're going to get stuck with something. And you just got to figure out, what can I pull from this team?
Unfortunately for us, we are not going to look as good as Annie did doing it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
She has that on.
Have you seen George's tits? They're magical.
And on that note, we'll see you next week.
You're not getting kicked off.
Well, you got to kick us off at some time.
Yeah, because I got to get this kid to bed.
I was looking for it. Hi.
Too quick. Forgot. Oh, Dave, thanks for kicking off and covering for me. Like I said, football is going to be super close and getting that squared away every Monday.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
What?
For the next,
I was around. I was able to do it. All good. Just don't go back and watch the beginning of the show.
Good God, Bruce is getting attacked by his dog.
Are you sure you're not live and it still says we're live?
I was going to say. I mean, I
Okay.
haven't clicked.
Mine's over here staring me down once I'm on bed.
Good God! Fucker bit me.
Your wife or the dog?
The dog.
The wife's later.
Yeah, yes.
Oh.
He's got the 10 o'clock.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next week. See you on the flip side.